Hello students! How are you today? By the way, this is teacher Heidi of RMSN Nahong National High School and welcome to our class in Philippine Politics and Governance. Today's lesson will help you understand the important features of the legislative branch of Philippine government. At the end of this presentation, you are expected to discuss the roles and responsibilities of the Philippine Senate and House of the Representative. As you learned from the previous lesson, the government of a country has three major functions. First, rule-making. Second, rule implementation. And last, rule adjudication or interpretation. You have also learned on the roles and powers of the President. And now, let us all learn together the important features of another branch of government in charge with the making of laws, the legislative. Before we proceed with the lesson, get a pen and a paper and list 8 important characteristics that member of the rule-making body should possess. Each characteristic should start with each letter in the word Congress. Okay, you are done. You may have your own definition or have these words presented on the screen. As of July 15, 2020, the webpage of the official Gazette of the Philippine government mentioned the following essential features as indicated in Article 6 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Legislative power shall be vested in the Philippine Congress. Congress is bicameral, consisting of 2 chambers or houses, which is upper house refers to the Senate and the lower house, the House of the Representative. By vote of 2/3 of both houses in joint session, the Philippine Congress has the sole power to declare the existence of a state war. The Congress can also confirm or reject presidential appointments, and the Senate shall elect its president, or what we call the Senate President, and the House of the Representative will elect its speaker by a majority vote of all its representative members. Senate composition. Lawmakers in the Senate are called senators. The Senate shall be composed of 24 senators. Through synchronized elections, 12 senators are elected every 3 years, who shall be elected nationwide through popular election. Senate qualifications. Natural-born citizen at least 35 years old on the day of election, able to read and write, a registered voter, and a Philippine resident for at least 2 years immediately preceding the day of the election. Term of office 6 years, maximum of 2 terms. Term limitations. No senator shall serve for more than 2 consecutive terms. In case of vacancy in the Senate, a special election may be called to fill in such vacancy, but the senator thus elected shall serve only for the unexpired term. House of the Representative composition. Lawmakers composing the House of the Representative are called representative or congressmen and women. The House of the Representative shall be composed of not more than 250 members who shall be elected legislative districts apportioned among the provinces, cities, and the metropolitan Manila area in accordance of the respective inhabitants. Term of office 3 years, can serve for not more than 3 consecutive terms. In case of vacancy in the House of the Representative, a special election may be called to fill in such vacancy, but the representative thus elected shall serve only for the unexpired term. Qualification: natural-born citizen, at least 25 years old on the day of election, able to read and write, except a party list representative, a registered voter, and a resident for at least 1 year in the district where she or he elected. According to the official gazette of the Philippine government, the Philippine Congress is responsible for making enabling laws. This role is important to ensure that the spirit of the Constitution is upheld in the country, and laws are essential in regulating the interactions of people among themselves and with the government. The legislative body comes out with two main documents in order to craft laws. The two documents are the bills and resolutions. Resolutions convey principles and sentiments of the upper and lower house. It is divided into three elements. First, joint resolution, which is required the approval of both chambers of Congress and the signature of the President, and have the force and effect of a law if approved. Concurrent resolution, used for matters affecting the operations of both chambers, and must be approved in the same form by both houses but are not transmitted to the President for his signature, therefore have no force and effect of a law if approved. Simple resolutions deal with matters entirely within the prerogative of one chamber of Congress, are not referred to the President for his signature, and therefore have no effect and force of a law if approved. And bills are laws in the making. And how the bill becomes a law. They pass into law when they are approved by both houses and the President of the Philippines. A bill may be vetoed by the President, but the Congress may overturn or oppose a presidential veto by garnering two-thirds vote. And if the President does not act on a proposed law submitted by Congress, it will lapse into law after 30 days of receipt. The Philippine Congress has an exclusive and very important role concerning the accountability of public officers. The role pertains to the process of removing, or what we call impeachment, the President, the Vice President, the members of the Supreme Court, the members of the Constitutional Commissions, and the Ombudsman in their respective position. All cases of impeachment shall be initiated at the House of the Representative. The Senate tries and shall decide on all cases, and if the President of the Philippines is facing the impeachment case, the Chief Justice of the Philippine Supreme Court will preside but shall not vote. If the case involves the Vice President, the members of the Supreme Court, the Constitutional Commission, the Ombudsman, the Senate President shall preside. Take note, the process of impeachment shall be grounded on the violation of Constitution like bribery, graft and corruption, high crimes, betrayal of public trust, and others. No person shall be convicted without the concurrence or agreement of two-thirds of the members of the Senate. And that's the end of our short discussion. Let's practice on this. Complete the table with correct information about the members of the legislative branch of the Philippine government. Now let's check your answers. Oh, you get all the answers correctly. For the assessment part, get your pen and your answer sheet and answer the questions that follow. For additional activity, suppose you are a legislator in the Philippine Congress. Propose a bill that you would like to be approved into a law. Use the following format and the screen provided. And that's the end of our lesson. Don't forget to submit all your answers on the scheduled submission of learners output next week.